Back to the Friday Night Frenzy. These are the two gentlemen that called on radio tonight. Central Catholic 69-8 victory over Caston. The gentleman in the white shirt closest to me is Jared Jesselaitis of ESPN 1450 Radio in Lafayette, and his broadcast partner, the gentleman in the black shirt, Randy Jones, was the analyst for the game. So, guys, thanks for the time. Jared, let's start with you. Just point blank. What did you think of the Knights' performance tonight?
I think they found even more creative ways to score tonight. I mean, you see how good that offense is, and it's not a secret. But I think what people are starting to realize even more so now is it's not just Danny Anthrop. I mean, it's people like Jake Churchill. It's people like Brad Schrader that are making things happen right now. And these kids are juniors. That's the best part about this CC offense.
Randy, I think Jared made a great point. They have a great player in Danny Anthrop, the Purdue-bound player, but they are certainly not a one-man team. They have a lot of really good players.
The Knights are so deep, and they come at you in so many different ways, and they're so quick. You know, you and I were talking off camera about maybe their defense is better than a lot of people give them credit for. Danny Anthrop is on both sides of the ball. He's on defense, he's on offense, he's everywhere on the field. But they come at you in so many ways. Austin Munn, 6 for 6 tonight, had a great pass to Mills. It was just incredible. Awesome team.
Well, Jared, I'll get back to you. You mentioned Austin Munn. Chris Mills, his predecessor quarterback, is having a really good college career. He was awesome in high school at Central Catholic. And I don't want to say Austin Munn gets overlooked. He certainly doesn't. But I'll tell you what, I don't even want to say he's underrated. He's just good.
Well, there's a lot of people on that team that are getting overlooked because when people put up numbers like 5 touchdowns in a game like Danny does, it kind of steals a little bit of the thunder. But you're absolutely right. Mills is just was absolutely fantastic. And Austin, when you see these passes, the one to Jake Churchill tonight, even though he was wide open, there wasn't anybody in the county covering that kid on that play. But it's right there in the breadbasket. It's right there in stride, and he's got a heck of an arm on him. And if he's forced to throw, I mean, you don't even know how many touchdowns he would possibly have. But the fact is, they're too good running the ball right now, and they don't need to throw the ball. That's why he's only had 6 passes tonight, but all 6 of them completed.
Randy, here's one thing I want to ask you. I mean, everybody out there is saying, oh, Central Catholic is going to win this game easily tonight, cakewalk going in, and they did. The thing that impresses me, every week during their winning streak, they're ready to play. They don't, and that's a credit to the players and the coaching staff. Do you notice the same thing?
Absolutely. The coaching staff does a great job with these kids. And the thing that I notice when I watch Central Catholic is they talk to each other on the field. The players do. Their defense is moving around. They're communicating. They're anticipating the next move, and they read the offense that they're playing against so well that the communication and the defense is just incredible.
Jared, one player in Central Catholic who doesn't get mentioned often, who's good? Who's a guy that impresses you that, I'll use the phrase, under the radar?
Maybe a guy like Ross Corcoran. You saw him in the highlights. He knows how to lay the lumber. He's very quick, very agile. He's a guy on defense that can really make a difference. Travis Smith, the big hero from the West Side game. He had another interception tonight. He's turning into a force in that secondary right now. If you're looking for a couple of sleeper guys that don't get the credit that they probably deserve, those are 2 guys you need to look at on that defense.
Same question to you, Randy.
Mills, Schrader, Churchill. Those guys are, I think they're overlooked.
I agree.
Churchill tonight, the most incredible play I've ever seen in my life in high school football.
Which was that the one in the second half?
That was the botched punt that he ran back 108 yards.
That was one of those plays where you watch it and you think that nothing else could go better for CC. And then he turns around and does that. Literally from their own 22-yard line, went over his head 8 yards into the end zone. He somehow got it out of the end zone, found a seam, and took it all the way to the house. Couldn't believe that he could do it. I looked around the press box and I said, "Is there a patron saint of muffed snaps?" Because that's apparently what happened. And Churchill found it. And boy, what a play! I've never seen a 108-yard touchdown on a bad snap.
We've got just a few seconds, but guys, you also call out of West Lafayette games. Red Devils win tonight. When you heard the score, how big of a win is that for Westside?
I was so excited, not only for the team, but for the coaching staff. Love Coach Overly. Congratulations to that team.
Jared, how much fun you having this postseason?
We're having so much fun with this postseason. We've got 2 great area teams that are still in it right now. That's a big win for Westside tonight. They'll take on a Belmont team that's kind of turned into Cinderella. 3 regular season wins. All of a sudden, they're sectional champions. So a great one out on the Westside next week.
All right, Jared Jesselaitis and Randy Jones of ESPN 1450 Radio. That'll do it. We are out of time on the Friday Night Frenzy.